Hello, this is Angela Robinson, coming to you from Durham Technical Community College, here to talk about some key features in your Introduction to Programming Logic and Design course. This video is the second installment of a two-part series about modules. In this video, I will be talking about parameters and arguments. Parameters and arguments work very closely with modules, and most importantly, with each other. Before we start talking about parameters and arguments, let's recap what we've learned so far about modules. Modules are sections of code that you can piece together and use within the programs that you write. Remember, in the previous video, we referred to them as mini programs? You can make these modules yourself or utilize the ready-made Application Program Interface modules, or API. There are two types of modules, procedures and functions. Procedures perform a task when the main module of the program asks it to. A function not only performs a task, but returns something back to the main module. When creating the module, known as defining, you're writing the code, or task, of the module. When using the module, known as calling, you use the header of the module. Speaking of the header, this is where parameters and arguments come in. You define parameters when you define your module heading, the first line of the module. Parameters are empty variables that you create to utilize within your module. When defining your parameter, you need to state the data type that the variable is going to be, and the name of the variable. Since your goal is to make the module as reusable as can be, you need to name your module and parameter variables to be descriptive so that the programmer using it knows what the module will be doing and what kind of variables it will be using, but as general as possible so that you can use it in many different situations. You can define a module with as many parameters as you need. Just separate them with commas. When you initially defined your module, you knew that you were going to put toothpaste on the toothbrush, but there are many different kinds of toothpaste, and not everyone uses the same toothbrush. So how do you know which toothpaste and which toothbrush you will use? The initial definition on the left can only be used when you are using Crest toothpaste and Angela's brush. The definition of the module with parameters on the right makes it available to reuse and doesn't restrict which toothpaste or which toothbrush to use. Arguments are used when you call a module, and you only use them if the module has parameters in its heading. Arguments can be anything, as long as they match the data type of the parameter in which its position corresponds with. They can be literal strings, real numbers, whole numbers, expressions, objects, or variables. Here, I show an example of calling the module FindSync, where I only need one argument, and Apply Toothpaste, where I need two arguments. Notice how I separate the arguments with commas, just like I did with the parameters when I defined them. Let's review what we have learned about in this video. Take a minute to answer the questions on the next few slides. The answers will show up about 5 to 10 seconds after the question shows. If you need more time than that to come up with your answer, pause the video before the answer shows.